Thank you, Andrei. Thank you for coming on such a short notice. And it's really a good pleasure to see you. And whenever I see someone from another country coming to Iran and surfing Iran, it's really brilliant. And I wanted to know what is the taste for him. What does how this person see Iran's country. But before that, let's ask you about a little introduce yourself, so we get some idea about you, and then going with the conversation.
My name is Andrew. I'm from Russia.
So it's Andrew or Andrei? So
Andrei.
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 Okay.
I'm 27. I studied in Saint Petersburg State University. I graduated. Then I stayed for some time in Russia. I worked there, but I always wanted to go somewhere to travel, so I decided.
What did you study in Saint Petersburg?
International relations.
International relations. So it's something for public relations?
It's relations between countries. So we studied
foreign
politics, diplomacy, yes, and subjects.
Okay, I got it. And you're originally from Saint Petersburg, or?
No, I'm from Voronezh. It's
Voronezh. Okay.
the city like 500 kilometers from Moscow.
Okay, to the east or
South.
to the south. So it's more close to the Kazan, maybe, or?
It's closer to Ukraine and to the Black Sea.
Okay. So still from Georgia, it's easy to go in there, yeah?
Like 1,000 kilometers maybe.
Okay, but it's nothing in Russia, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a little.
It's just a little close distance, I guess. So you started. How long are you traveling?
Oh, now 2 years and a half. I haven't been at home. So
You mean non-stop traveling? 2 years and a half?
No, I stopped for almost a year in 2 countries to earn money. So yeah.
Which country is it?
In Vietnam and in Israel.
Okay, so stayed for 1 year, something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And where did you start your journey?
I started. Well, I had a flight from India to Vietnam. So basically, I started in Vietnam because I came there to work. I worked.
So from St. Petersburg, you went to Vietnam to work, yeah? Something like
yes.
that. Okay.
After that, I stayed there for 1 year. I worked as an English teacher in Vietnam in public schools.
Okay.
And then I traveled 4 months in Asia.
Okay.
And then I just needed more money, so I went to Israel, stayed there for some time.
For teaching English?
No. In Israel, I did many jobs. I had many kind of different jobs, yes. And then in September, I flew to Uzbekistan, and from Uzbekistan, I started this trip that is still going on.
Okay, so from Uzbekistan, you came to Iran, something like that, yeah?
By hitchhiking, yeah.
By hitchhiking?
Yeah.
Wow, through the Afghanistan, not through the Turkmenistan, yeah?
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. So from Uzbekistan, you went to Tajikistan and then to Afghanistan, or?
Uzbekistan, then I went to Kazakhstan. Well, I didn't go straight.
Yeah.
I just followed
I got it.
my route in my head, yeah.
Okay.
So Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran.
All of the Islam, you went on?
Yeah,
all of them?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and so how long have you been into Uzbekistan? It's interesting for me.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So major cities like Samarkand?
Yeah, I wanted to see all I could, so I've been to Tashkent, Bukhara, Khiva, Muinak, Nukus. Well, yeah, like 6, 7, 8 cities. Yeah.
Wow. So, and then from there you went to Afghanistan, yeah? Something like that, yeah? You went to, by hitchhiking, you went to Afghanistan, and which cities of Afghanistan you visited?
Kunduz, Mazar-e Sharif, Herat, Kabul, Kandahar, and Jalalabad.
Okay. And it was easy to hitchhiking in Afghanistan because not much of
it was not really hard, but the only problem was that people are not used to foreigners, and every time I was on the road, people gathered around me. Children didn't let me go, and it was hard to catch a car at first.
Okay.
But
the
drivers usually stopped to ask, like, what are you doing here? Do you need some help? So hitchhiking was good, yes.
Okay. And Which part of Afghanistan did you like, maybe?
I really liked it in Kandahar
Kandahar.
because mountains and it was not so cold there. So yeah, Kandahar was good.
Okay. And you have you hiking there, or I don't know?
No. I was alone and without a company. I don't usually like to go somewhere for a long time. So yeah, I just
Okay.
explored the city.
Okay. If and then from Afghanistan you came to Iran, yeah?
To Pakistan.
To Pakistan.
Yes.
Okay. So we crossed the country from the north to south.
In Pakistan, I was 2 months, so
Wow.
it was a long time. I bought a motorbike in Islamabad and I traveled by motorbike to the Arabian Sea, visiting all interesting places on my way and then back to Islamabad. So it took me 1 month to travel
Yeah.
from Islamabad to the sea and back.
And you sold the motorbike in Islamabad? Islamabad?
Yes.
Okay, interesting idea. Okay, it was easy to buy and sell in Islamabad?
Yeah, I don't have no driving license. I don't have it, but they didn't ask for it, so I just, hey, I want to buy a motorbike. Okay, here's your motorbike.
Okay, but I bet people are cool and they are helping in Pakistan, yeah?
Everywhere, not only in Pakistan, yeah.
And then you sold the motorbike in Islamabad, and then where did you go after that?
Then I went by bus to Quetta. It's a city in Balochistan, and then from Balochistan with a guard, because I'm not allowed to be
alone.
Yes. I went to the border and crossed the border and started my Iranian journey.
Okay. So the interesting part that everyone coming to Iran, they come from with a flight, or if they're coming on the ground, they coming through the Turkish border or Armenian border, and etc. But you came from the Pakistan border. I guess it's really rare. Not much of people doing it. And have you seen any other foreigner doing that?
I crossed the border with another Russian traveler. We met in Quetta and we traveled to Iran together, but in Zaidan we decided to split because he wanted to, he was in a hurry and he didn't want to stay here for a long time, and I wanted to stay. So after Zaidan I traveled by myself. Okay.
So you're not in a hurry anyway?
At all, no.
No. Okay. So you don't know how it is to be in a hurry, yeah?
Well, I know because I have visa and I cannot stay longer. But in Iran,
how long is your visa?
In Iran, I got 2 month visa, but yesterday I prolonged it for 2 more weeks.
Okay, so you can. Was it difficult to renew the visa, or
no? I just went in the, I don't know how to say,
immigration policy.
Immigration, yes, and I gave my passport. They
really
my visa,
okay.
yes.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay. And and also getting the visa was easy when you were in Pakistan?
Iranian visa is
it was
one
arrival
of the
visa, or?
more difficult visas for me because I need an invitation. Like before I apply for a visa, I need an invitation from some Iranian,
some agency.
But I paid an agency and they did it for me. They sent me invitation. With that invitation, I went in Islamabad in Iranian embassy.
Embassy, okay. So you had to get it on an embassy.
They gave me visa, yes.
Wow, that's a little difficult, I guess. And I bet with the Russian passport you can travel to many countries without.
It's not a really strong passport, but yeah, I can easily get visas if I want them to. Now maybe it's hard to go to Europe, to the United States, and but other countries.
Yeah, and during the wartime, we went to Armenian, Georgia, and other countries, Turkey also. There were many people from Russia. They were like, I don't know, 20,000, 30,000.
Now a lot of Russians in Georgia, Armenia, because
they're living there.
Of the war, many people, like thousands of people, just went out of the country and they stayed in Kazakhstan, in Armenia, and in Georgia. I think it's the most popular countries for staying.
I guess we heard that they stated some rules that the younger men cannot go out of the country. Is it true in Russia? Or?
If you have like an official paper that you have to go and serve, yes, you cannot go out of the country. But many people went out of the country before they got this later. So yeah.
But they knew that it is coming.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So they were. Yeah. Actually, most of the genius people are from Russia, mathematicians. So they knew that it's coming. So they
Yep.
came out of the country sooner before this kind of things. So you came to Iran from the Balochistan, and you started your journey. So let us know a little about your journey through Iran, which cities you've been to, what happens to you, good and bad. Just tell us
Well,
some
at
stories.
first I didn't want to stay here longer than 1 month, maybe, because well, I have other plans where to
Plans,
go.
okay.
Yeah, but when I like stayed for a while, I decided that it's a good country and I want to explore it more. I
Okay.
want to learn the language and stay here.
Okay.
So
How do you know this is a good country? How do you get this
I
idea?
just feel it. Sometimes I feel that it's.
You feel it with the
it's a
food,
good
or I
one.
don't know. What is the measurements?
I feel comfortable here,
Okay.
so I don't
Okay.
feel like I'm
Pressure or things
yes,
like that.
yes, no pressure, just
Just relax.
chill.
Chill. Okay. And so what's happened?
Well, I spent in Zaydan few days, then Bam, Kerman, Bandar Abbas, and from there I decided to go to Jazira Hormuz.
Hummus, yeah.
I wanted to stay there just for like 4 or 5 days.
Okay. You didn't wanted to stay there more?
I just didn't know what to do there.
Oh.
I knew that it's a small island and I wanted to explore it and go to Shiraz and to other cities. But I met an Iranian guy who speaks Russian and we got in connection and he invited me to stay in the place where he stayed and I met other people there. So in total I spent in almost a month.
Okay. So 4 days came to a month.
Yes.
Okay. And you swim in the ocean?
Yeah, sunbathing, swimming, yeah.
Okay. Maybe hidden spot you find anything in Hormuz? Have you find any hidden spot or something like that?
Well, I didn't go for I didn't explore the island like I wanted to because I really like staying in a place where I stayed, meeting new people, talking to them, and just like living the life of a normal Iranian. No hurry, just on the island, just chilling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was the food for you? You tasted different foods during your
It's not
travel to
spicy. I
Europe?
thought it would be spicy, but it's not. And
Yeah.
kebab. I really like kebab.
Kebab.
And
Which
other-
kind of kebab? Because we have different.
different.
With them, maybe?
different kinds of kebab. I don't know. Just kebab is good.
Okay. Any type of kebab is good.
Надо попробовать этот бахтияри.
Надо попробовать.
Обязательно. Давай приходи к нам.
О,
Джуни.
хорошо, хорошо.
Давай.
میگه من نیاز دارم کباب بخورم.
Okay. Okay. And yeah.
Can I notice something?
Yep, please.
این بند خدا پلن بعدیش سفر به افغانستانه، اگرچه که از افغانستان اومده به تازگی و کلا آدمیه که عاشق دوپامین بالا و تجربه کردن چیزای خطرناک و ایناست. هر جای ممنوعی رو کره زمین بوده رفته دیده یه تابلوی ممنوع زدن رفته اون تو زارت رفته اون تو، یعنی بعد عاشق هیجان کلا. و یه چیز دیگه هم هست، زمانی که ایران داشته اسرائیل رو میزده اونجا بوده و یه عکس الان نشونه ما داره، اینجا نشسته بودیم یه عکس
حالا اومده این ور اسرائیلی
راکتایی که این وری زده بودن، راکتایی که این وری زده و همه تو عکس بودن. می‌دونیم که چجوری این صحنه رو تو گرفتی.
Yeah, you can be a war journalist. Like that.
آره.
So, speaking of Afghanistan, have you faced any? Have you in touch with Taliban? Have you?
Yes.
Well, how was the? Because in Iran, people are scared of Taliban things, and there are many people.
Well, Afghani people also scared of Taliban, but for me, as I'm a foreigner, they really cared about me. They protected me, so I didn't see any danger towards me.
Okay. And how was the life in Afghanistan?
Well, I think they lived like 100 years ago, and for me it was the first country where I actually saw the different life, absolutely different from the life I expected.
And but I guess they've treated you. They invited to their houses maybe.
Yes. I almost never stayed in hotels, and I was invited by local people. I stayed in their houses. They like gave me food. They tried to show me the surroundings. So yeah, they didn't speak English. I didn't speak Farsi.
How do you
I
communicate?
just salam.
Salam. But I bet they're insisting to still communicating for a lifetime, yeah, something like that. And any type of food maybe you liked from that?
I don't know the name of the food that I ate, but yeah, they gave me everything that they had. Yeah.
Okay. And when you were traveling there, you had the internet, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So how did you plan? Just speaking to the people and then going to the next city?
Well, I knew beforehand that what cities I want to visit, but usually my plan was not really stable. So if someone like I hitchhike and someone would say, let's
go
stay tonight at my house in this city nearby, and you go tomorrow, I would say yes. Okay.
Okay, that's interesting. And you didn't find another companion maybe traveling together?
I want to find, even now, I want to find someone to travel with, but it's difficult to find the person with the same ideas, the same plans as me, and yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, and to travel together, it's even more difficult because you like 24/7 together, and you get tired of each other. So maybe it's better if I travel alone, but I want to find someone. Yes, maybe not Russian, maybe other cultures, nations. I don't care. Yeah, but yeah.
So what is the benefits of traveling alone?
You depend only on yourself. You do not think that whether someone is cold, someone is hungry. You think only about yourself. You can change your plans immediately, and no one's get hurt. So, like, it's freedom in your actions. You can do whatever you want to do. Dangerous, not dangerous, healthy, unhealthy. Like, you want, you do it.
And are you seeking any, I don't know, meaningful ideas during your, I don't know, traveling during the journey? What are the main important things when you're traveling to another country, to another city, another, I don't know, atmosphere?
Main reason for me?
Yeah.
I just like the process of being and sleeping and staying every day in the new place. Like it gives me energy, because if I stay somewhere for a long time, I feel bored and I just can't stand it anymore. But traveling gives me not only this. Like I feel that well, I become more and more kind. I help people more myself, because when I didn't travel, I didn't understand the importance of being helpful. But as I stay in people's houses, they give me food, they give me shelter, like everything that I need, I can ask for, and it gives me thoughts that I should do it too. Like,
from those people you saw on the road, is there any people that you think that you will remember that person for a whole life?
I meet people that we are still in contact. Yes, not many, but yeah. I meet people, and sometimes we meet again in another country in some time.
So any specific story maybe that with that person happened?
Unusual
things, I don't know.
Not in this trip, but when I was in Vietnam, I met a guy from Russia. His name is Artyom, and we really Artyom, yes. We really got well together. We traveled, we played pool, and then in a few months we met again in South Korea. Then
out of nowhere.
Well, I knew he's there, and I came there, so we met there. And then we met again in Vietnam, and then we met in Indonesia, in Bali. I stayed in his place for 2 weeks, so he invited me to stay with him. We surfed together, we played music. So it was a connection, that I will not forget, because this person like
5 times
appears out of nowhere somewhere, and and I'm really.
It's out of randomness. It's the number is not really good chance for seeing someone on a year just in different countries. Yeah, too much traveling, and he was traveling too.
Yeah.
He was Russian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so interesting. because of the war, of course, it's not a really good reason, but there are many people who are traveling to whole world. So maybe it's a good stories comes up because they go there, they make businesses, they are living there.
When I was 17 and I just came to Saint Petersburg, like I only started learning German in a bookstore. I met a guy who spoke German with someone, and I spoke to him. We met another day, and we just became friends in Saint Petersburg. He went back to he's not German, he's from Austria. And like a few years later, maybe 4 years later, I came to Austria in Vienna, and I stayed at his home. We met again. So after all these years, we are still in contact. And last year he came in Vietnam. I was there, and I came to him just to meet him. So it's just like random acquaintances that keep repeating. You meet the same person again.
And back to the Hormuz Island. Where did you go after that? Which part of Iran?
Shiraz.
Shiraz.
Shiraz, yes.
And how was your feeling?
In Shiraz, I came without money because I had some cash and I had money on my bank card, but I didn't want to spend that cash because I needed for visas, and I couldn't pay with my bank card because in Iran
it's not working.
Yeah.
But there are some solutions.
But yeah, I found. Do you know couchsurfing?
Yeah.
I stayed in couchsurfing. The next day, a friend of a friend of a friend that I met in Hormuz.
Yeah, that's how it works in Iran.
Invited me for a car drive, so he provided me his bank card. He was my guide in Shiraz, and then I met another company. So step by step, I met a lot of people in Shiraz. I stayed there for a week, and yeah.
Okay. And you came from Shiraz, you came directly to Taiwan, yeah? Something like that?
No, I was in Yazd.
Okay, how was Yazd for you?
A really historical place, but a bit boring for me. Well, it depends whether you meet a nice company or not in the city, because the city can be really boring, or the country, but people around you can make it brighter and more interesting. In Yazd, I didn't meet anyone interesting for me, and I just stayed there for a few nights and went to Tehran.
Okay. And was there anything? Let's talk about the different things you see in Iran, because you saw other countries, you traveled to many different countries, and what are the different things about the country of Iran? What do you see?
Well, I didn't expect Iran to be like this, to be honest. Yes, I told girls that I thought it would be completely different from my thoughts, but now I feel that Iranian mentality is closer to Russian people than any other countries nearby here.
Okay.
So
because they know speaking Russian, or because of that, or
no, just in total.
Okay. So please elaborate. How was your thinking? How and what was the image for you, and what did you find?
In Afghanistan, in Pakistan, I felt that I'm a foreigner and people treat me like a foreigner. I didn't feel safe sometimes, but here I just feel like at home. Everything is good. I'm completely enjoying it.
And we were talking about the differences you find in Iran.
Differences? What do you mean?
About everything, about the people, about the, I don't know, about the culture, about the cities, about the lifestyle, I don't know, all of them.
Differences, how I thought it would be and how it is?
No. Yeah, let's first talk about that. What was the image of you about Iran? About the Iranian people, women, men?
Well, everyone in Russia, because of TV and propaganda, think that Iran is a strictly Muslim country. Women not allowed to do anything. Like you are, like bad people. You always conflict with other nations, countries, and stuff like that. So I expected to see guns, people with masks, and bombs everywhere, but it's not like that at all. And like we don't see it because our media they don't show how it's really is here. Yes.
And about the mentality, what did you think it was?
think your mentality is more Western than
Mhm.
Eastern, because in Pakistan, even like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, countries that even speak Russian,
Yeah.
I didn't feel the same.
Mhm.
Here, it's like you are more free in your mind. You are
Mhm.
more liberal
Mhm.
in your thoughts.
And have you been into other Islamic countries like Arabian countries or Turkey maybe?
Not for a long time, so I cannot say the
Distinguish, yeah.
difference. Yeah, cannot
Okay.
distinguish between.
Mhm. And what are the differences? Back to the question, what are the differences you see in Iran from other countries, not just Tajikistan and Islamic countries, to all other countries like to Vietnam? I don't know, to Russia, or I don't know. What are the differences you find
That's a
from the
difficult
food, from the
question.
yeah? I wanted to make bring it to the deep
Okay,
one.
give me 1 second.
Yeah, just take your time. It's okay. So you wanted to say something maybe?
لواشک خورد گفت این چیه؟ لواشک دوست ندارم.
You
ما
never
اینجوری بودیم
you never
که
tasted lavashak before, something like that
ویزای
before?
ایران تو قاطع
Nothing sour like this in Russia.
Maybe I ate it, but I don't know the name. And
Okay.
even
واسه پاستیلا
pastila, да, есть. Maybe.
In Belarus, how you have anything in Belarus very sour? Yeah. In Belarus چیز ترشی دارین که مثلا غذای ترشی باشه؟
ما مثل روسیه هستیم.
Each it's really long country. So in Iran, different cities they have a totally different food. Yeah, you go to the Kurdish people in the west of Iran, you see very different food and different taste, different culture, different music, maybe even.
The only difference that I think of now that you drink a lot of coffee here, a lot of coffee every day. And for example, in Pakistan, I couldn't find a coffee shop, because they only drink karak chai and local teas.
Yeah, yeah.
But like differences, another differences, I don't know. Maybe I will.
Have you experienced
remember
any,
later.
I don't know, Persian music? I don't know.
I'm not fond of Eastern music.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Even traditional classic one, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the-
Like for me, for my ear, because I wasn't raised listening to this kind of
no.
music, it's kind of the same in here, in Uzbekistan, in all stan.
Yeah,
countries.
all Stan.
It differs, yes, of course, different instruments, style of singing, and etc. But I'm not really into it.
How about the dances? You saw Persian dances?
Well, I've been on a wedding on the island. I was on a wedding,
In a Hormuz Island.
Arusi.
Okay, yeah, I will see.
Yeah.
How was
And
it?
that was like they sang like and, yeah. And I was scared at first.
You're scared of that?
All women. Yeah.
And how was the dancing things in a I don't know.
It's just normal.
Normal one?
Everywhere else, yeah.
Yeah. And you find any costumes maybe similar to Russian traditional costumes maybe?
Traditional. Well, we don't wear traditional costumes anymore, and people in Iran also wear normal clothes.
Yeah.
In the wedding, a groom and a wife wore something traditional, but I don't remember the details because all other people just wore.
But we have some ceremonies. For example, you have Easterns, yeah. So we have Nowruz, so there are similar things like eggs, painting eggs, something like that, yeah. And about the differences, have you noticed any other things maybe?
If I remember, I will tell you.
Okay,
I don't.
Okay, so you're visiting and you're forgetting
Like
on the other
I
hand.
don't treat the country like it's a new country and new things for me. I treat it like my home for the next month, the next weeks. So maybe there are some things that are really different, but I just don't see them because if I'm in a country, I try to live, try to behave like a normal citizen in that country. So,
if you have the chance to work in Iran, do you feel to stay for longer?
I would like to stay longer, yes. If I didn't have to go because of my visa, I would
Mm.
stay longer. I
Mhm.
think so. Yeah.
And have you um, and back to the Vietnam, maybe we go for Vietnam. If you have any question, just raise the question. It's okay. It's okay. So we went. Let's go for Vietnam. So you went there to the Vietnam. So I know you had some job offer things before going there. Can you tell us about that?
I had what?
You had some job offer for teaching
Yeah,
English.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the procedure?
I
and
found
things like
an
that?
agency because I left the country in a hurry. I wanted to find the work as quickly as possible.
Mhm.
And I think already in a month, I was invited in some school to be
Mhm.
a teacher there.
Mhm.
So I flew to Vietnam, and already when I came in the country, I had a business visa in my passport. So it's a special kind of visa that allows you to stay longer, to have a
Mhm.
bank card.
What did you do for business visa? Because
I paid
is it
the
easy?
agency,
Ah,
and they
that
just
agency.
arranged that I come for work. So I
Mhm.
was like officially employed in
Okay.
Vietnam. I think it's the only country in the world where I worked officially.
Okay. Okay. And it was not that difficult, just paying them money and.
Well, you have to have the degree,
Mhm.
you should know English, and
Yeah.
some papers.
What kind of degree? Even any specific English
bachelor
degree?
degree?
Just a
is
bachelor
enough.
degree.
Even if it's not like language degree, it
Okay.
can be
Anything.
just
It could be history.
education.
Yeah, any
Some
education.
kind of.
So they understand that you have some education.
Yes.
And that's the only thing, and also the payment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how much
That's it.
did you pay for business visa or something like?
I paid like for finding me job, providing me with information, blah blah blah, all things, $600.
Okay. And so they gave you the job, so you went to a specific city or something?
Yeah. I went in a specific city, but I didn't work there for a long time. I worked there only for a month, and then school said that okay, we don't want to work with you anymore because like I'm not a teacher.
Mhm.
I just teach how I feel. Sometimes with like, well, I was fired, I can say, because I played
Because
Eminem songs.
because
to
it
the
was the
kids.
only official. You were just
Well,
kidding.
in our lesson, I played Eminem songs to the kids. And
Really?
Yeah, they didn't like because they have some bad words, and they said,
Yeah.
"You're not the teacher we
And
want
it's
to
a
have
communism country.
here." Yes, I said okay, bye bye, and
And you were doing it lonely, I guess.
and I went to Saigon. It's the ex
Big city.
capital of Vietnam, the biggest city, and there, just by myself, I found work. My agency, they helped me to find some kindergarten to teach in, but I met other Russian teachers. I talked to them, where can I teach like another jobs. I applied online for some schools. So practically by myself, I found the work that I had for another 7-8 months.
Okay. So it's like if you have enough time, you can find
Well, you can-
right school from your home.
You can do it
something
by
like-
yourself, yes.
Yeah. It's not
Yes.
really you
Now
need an
I know
agency.
how to do it, but back
Okay.
then from Russia it
Mhm.
would be really hard to do because
Okay.
I had no idea what's
Okay.
life and everything in
Okay.
Vietnamese.
If someone wants to do the same, because I know many Iranians wants to, I don't know, doing that because Vietnam is a really great country to visit, and teaching English there, it's really cool way. So you get paid and you have enough money to traveling around. So can you tell us what are the details to do that?
Well, I think the most important detail is that you cannot even know English, but you have to love kids and being
Yeah,
together
course.
with them. Because I had in my class, I had around 40 to 50 students,
Okay.
like 40,
40.
like 11, 12-year-old Vietnamese kids who do not speak English, and they just shout all the time.
Okay, now I understand. Okay.
That's
so how it
kind of hard, yeah.
is. Okay.
So you should talk to them in a way that they would listen to you, they want to study.
They don't know anything from English. Or?
They don't speak English.
Okay.
Maybe out of 40 students, like 5 speak.
Okay. And
Little.
do they obey or they are polite, or I don't know.
They do not obey. Yes, but in every school you have an assistant, a Vietnamese girl or boy who speaks English and Vietnamese. So everything you say to the kids, she can translate it.
Okay.
And all things like keeping them calm and stuff like that, I don't do it. I don't shout. I just know. She does
Okay.
it. I'm a good boy. She's a bad girl. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, so how can you control the class?
If you
But
do
what-
not control the class, you just play some music. Eminem songs, for example. Yeah. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. And any stories maybe you had with the kids in the schools?
Oh, stories.
How many schools you been to? Two schools?
You know, many schools because I had.
Because you went there and you put the Eminem and then you fart and then you go to the
No,
next
no, 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 no.
school and then
No.
what was this?
In Saigon.
Have
it
you
was
tried
okay.
another music
I
maybe?
found an agency, a Vietnamese agency that hires people.
Foreign
teachers,
people. As
And
a
I
teacher.
had many schools because they didn't have the stable schedule. So not every day, but like I had maybe 5-6 schools, and I just rode from one school in the morning to the other one in the afternoon.
Okay.
Sometimes they changed me with other teachers, so I had to teach in another school where I didn't teach before.
Mhm.
So it was not my idea to change schools. They just told me that
Yeah,
today
yeah.
you go there, tomorrow
Mhm.
there.
Oh, it was in the same city in
Yes, yes.
Saigon, and then you tried
Just
different.
different schools. Yes.
Alright. And how much time you were spending on a school every day?
Every day I worked 5-6 days a week. Usually I worked in the morning, in the afternoon I had public schools, and in the evenings sometimes I had English centers. It's not a school, it's a center where parents send their children to learn English. Like
Yeah, it's institute,
yeah.
something like that. And they were providing you with the bed and things like that, with the accommodation, or
They sent me notebooks, like material that I have to give the children. But in total, it was all my idea: how I teach, what information I give, what games we play. Like you have to do it yourself. They don't care. They just say, today you are in that school, and you do the.
Okay. Have you had any progress with the kids? You know, in terms of learning English?
Well, I can say that students who want to learn English, they learn English by himself at home, and at school they just
have some
they
play with it.
listen to me, they answer my questions, yes, but other ones, they don't care about English. Most of students, they just don't want to study, so no progress. No progress.
They were like 11 years old, something like that, or
I had to, like, I was in a kindergarten where they were like 1-2 years old, and
1 and 2 years old.
yeah, like that.
How did you handle
Well,
them?
it's a strange thing because in Vietnam they think that if you speak with kids in English, they learn something. So basically, you just have to speak
Just to
English
speak.
with them. Just speak.
Okay.
And
Imagine
Eminem
you're in
songs, of
understanding. Okay. Okay. And
What was the purpose of playing Eminem for them?
it
What
was
did
for
you want
me
to teach
because
them?
that I wouldn't get bored on the lesson.
the only thing is
You guys were bored or them?
Well, of course, we listen to another songs like Ed Sheeran and more better songs. But sometimes I just put on Russian music, some rock music, just to show them what another kinds of music is. But I did it for myself, just to listen.
I wanted that.
and how was the payments in schools in Vietnam? How much?
Usually I had around $15 an hour, 15, 17, I think.
So can you? So it's like a
15.
so
1.5.
for a week it's like a
Like
300 for.
Usually I had around $2,000 a month.
Okay, that's cool. That's
The-
really cool. Because I guess in Vietnam it's cheap to
One
living,
two
right?
months I got $3,000, but I worked almost without any days off.
Okay,
So $2,000 is
But-
common.
but it was like 5 hours a week, 5 hours a day.
No, it was more. It was more. Like I taught in the morning, like 4 hours, in the afternoon 4 hours, and then in the evening 2 hours. So
Mhm.
like normally I taught English 6 to 8 hours a day. 10,
Uh-huh.
6
So
to 10.
if the person wants to, work more, it's possible.
You can get more hours if you want
Mm.
to. Yeah.
I see. And have you seen other people from other countries maybe
lot
doing
of
the same?
Russians, Ukrainians
Mhm.
work there, but also some Americans,
Mm-hmm.
Europeans. Well, for Europeans, $2,000 is not enough,
Mm-hmm.
so they usually don't teach and don't come.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't teach in public schools because they are invited in some more
Higher education
yes,
things.
yes, where they
Yeah.
get more money. And for me, for example, to go there, I should really pass my English exam with the flying colors and be
Mm.
an excellent teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm not, so
Yeah, I know, I understand. And but you can living there with small money and you can make a good money. So why did you leave Vietnam?
because it was too hot for me. Like really, I don't like when it's too hot all year. And well, the job is really tiring. So the whole day you're with kids, students, people on the motorbike. Like I spent 1 hour to get to my
The-
job, 1 hour back, and I don't know how many hours between schools. So all day you're either on a motorbike or speaking English to the kids that shout and don't behave well. So
Do
I
you like kids?
now not. Back then, yes.
And and can you compare the Vietnamese kids with the Russian kids?
Well, in Russia, I worked as a camp leader. So we
Mm.
had
You mean like a summer camp?
yes, yes, I'm a camp. I had like 15 children, and
Wow, that's
I had
really
to
cool.
organize games, spend time with them. Yes, because they speak my language, and I can really be
Yeah.
friends with them.
Yeah.
Like
Easy
even
process.
now, I worked like that in Russia 7 years ago, and I'm still in contact with some kids, and they're not kids anymore. So yeah, I really liked it. But in
Mm.
Vietnam, it's different. You cannot be friends with kids because they like don't understand you.
Mhm.
That's the main reason.
And can you tell us a little more about the summer camp and what is the regulation? Is it like all the kids going to the summer camp, or
You can
only-
send your child to a summer camp.
it's
yeah.
a choice of the parents?
Yes, yes, sure.
And it's like a whole. How long they're going there?
Usually, one like session is 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So
Good.
children come, they stay, they live in a camp, and
They come from one school or maybe
it's
they
not
come.
school, just from different
So
families.
you have to sign up with the summer camp and then come
Yes, yes.
from different schools,
Yes.
different cities maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then children are divided by age, and every camp leader is given some group of children. So I had children like 8 years old, I had children 14 years old.
Mm.
It was okay.
How many kids you had in the school
In a group?
summer camp? Yeah, in a group.
No more than 15 to 20, I think.
15. Yeah.
15, yes.
And how many of you? You only you
No,
or
I had
how many coaches?
like camp leaders around 10, 12.
10 and 12, and with
Camp
the
leaders.
15 kids.
No. Me.
Uh-huh.
And
So you have
15
one
kids,
group,
Yes.
and there are different of you. So it's like a 10 groups.
Well,
Like
it's all depends on a summer camp, because in one summer camp I was alone just by myself because they didn't have enough camp leaders. In another one I had a partner, and we were together on a group.
Mm.
It depends, but usually even if you are alone, you can easily handle this little group of children because
Mhm.
like games and all that.
Mm. And what are the conductor what they're doing? What is the program for them?
We were given a program, so usually you have to organize and play some games in the morning, afternoon. Then in the evening you have some event.
Mhm.
It's a different event every day, so you have to either learn a song with your kids, make some dance,
Mhm.
or we played like we had to play как это сказать, когда
Cards?
вы должны сценку какую-то показываете, типа выйти на сцену, показать сценку, как это сказать?
یه
باید
روی
بیاد
بیرون
بیرون
و
و
روی
نشون
صحنه
بده.
خودش رو بنمایشه.
that
باید بیاد بیرون و روی صحنه خودش رو بنمایشه.
Like in a theater.
Okay.
We had to make a performance to
Okay,
show
like a
it
play,
on-
yeah?
Like a play,
Like a
yes,
performance.
yes.
Okay. So all of them, working on a play and then performing on a stage, something like
Yes,
that.
yes. It's not every day, but yeah, you are always
Yeah? Mm. What are the scripts?
organizing something
What are the scripts?
different, absolutely different.
Like a difficult,
Like,
I don't know,
for example, we have a
Chekhov or
we,
something.
no, not like that. We have a topic and we have to like show something, whatever you want. It's kids; they
Mm.
don't care. So you just like you like
It,
something
it's a
and
serious stuff or
provide-
it's
It's not serious. It's
Yeah.
just that kids would be happy and
Mm.
occupied. So yeah.
Okay. And what about the songs? They're all in Russian songs, or you work with the English songs? Or I don't know.
Well, I had one summer camp that was an English summer camp, but
Okay. So
in-
everything is in English.
Not everything. I had
Okay.
just like a few lessons a day in English.
Mm.
Other things were in Russian.
Okay. And what are the procedure? You go for a hiking, or I don't know, some adventures for kids. You do any stuff like that?
No, because it's dangerous. If
Mhm.
a child gets
Aired or something
yes,
like that.
you are like
Yeah, you're
Bye-bye.
responsible for that.
So usually we didn't do it. Yeah.
Nothing like
Not me. Other people, yes, like older people, they
Mhm.
took children and went with them somewhere.
Mhm.
Yes.
In a woods or
To swim somewhere, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes.
and where is it located? Is it in a mountain or
No,
know.
just an area
It's in a
outside
city?
the city, outside, little outside.
just a little outside of
Yeah,
city?
yeah.
So big playground maybe something.
Yep, yep. So
Any
it's a big
specific
zone
architecture,
with,
maybe?
buildings, some areas for playing, areas
Mm.
for like special buildings where children can, I don't know, like play all different kinds of
Mm.
games.
And all of them are like a private institutes, so they
I
have to pay for.
think so, yes.
So it's like they don't have any support from the government to going for this. institute?
It all depends. Every
Ah.
summer camp is different, so yeah.
Okay, and but it's affordable for
Affordable,
all
yes, yes,
people.
yes.
Okay, so it's really common between the kids to going for
Yes,
summer
yes.
school. And all of the cities in Russia, do they have it?
I think all of the cities, yeah. But in some cities, it's more common, like in small cities. In big cities, I think children usually stay in summer in the houses. Not all of them, but I think most
Mm.
of them.
And about the kids who are with the more ages, like 15 or 16, do they also trying summer camps?
Usually, summer camp is for children before 16.
Okay. I thought maybe there are more adventures for older. Child.
Well, I think a person who is 17 or 18 wouldn't like to play games with smaller kids, so it's not interesting for him.
Mhm.
Usually, it's like before even 14 years old.
And back to the Vietnam. So you were working there for a year, and you said it's too hot for you to.
For me, yeah, because the whole year it's around 35, 34.
Okay. And how have you visited different part of the Vietnam?
Yes, I bought a motorbike.
Yeah, motorbike or else.
Traveled to the north. I traveled from Vietnam to another countries and came back
To Laos or Cambodia maybe.
in Cambodia. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cambodia. because when I was fired from my first school, I didn't have my business visa anymore. I had a normal
go-
visa, so I worked not really officially, and I had to every 3 months to renew my visa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the business visa was like only 3 months, something like that?
Business visa, yes, it was for 3 months, but if I continued working, I would have a permit for staying for 1 year or something.
Uh-huh. So it's I guess it's a difficult and expensive permit or
It's not
something like that.
expensive, but it's difficult. Yeah, so I like that I didn't stay there because in the first school I didn't have a lot of money, so and it was a little city with only like 1-2 language schools. So
And going to the schools lower than a month, was it okay for schools to accepting the people, teacher going there and staying
well,
for
in Vietnam
less than
they
a
have
month?
a really strange attitude towards everything. Like Vietnamese people don't care.
Okay.
They just absolutely yeah. So it's okay. For Vietnam, that's normal.
So they accept.
Yes.
And what are the other different things you saw in Vietnam?
Well, Vietnamese people, they really like to sing in karaoke.
Okay.
And the worst thing that they cannot sing. So it's a bad singing, and they do it at night, in the morning. They don't care. Just every moment
Loudly,
they want to sing,
yeah.
they sing.
You
Yes.
You hear the loudness everywhere again?
Yes.
And was it boring?
Really boring.
Oh my god. And how would the other things? You've been to rice fields or something like that?
Well, I've seen them. Yeah. Well, in Vietnam, people are really also different from other countries. They are unique, but usually they don't speak English, so I couldn't communicate with them. I learned a bit of Vietnamese, so I could order food, ask for directions, like ask basic questions, but a conversation like we have now, I couldn't.
You cannot have a deep conversation
Yes.
with anyone. But you saw some teachers, maybe Vietnamese teachers also, so educated people
Well,
maybe also. They are like that also. Same.
Well, in Vietnam, they don't have big and well-paid jobs. Like they don't have well-paid jobs, and they usually work a lot, and they don't have time for anything else.
Communicate.
So yeah, they are really busy all the time, and only sometimes in the evening you can go with them to drink beer or something, but not often. Yep.
Yeah, please.
He's saying they don't have well-paid job, but he was making a lot of money for a teacher.
Well, Vietnamese teaching assistant who helped me in school, who has the same job as I have, she gets like 8 times less. I ask her, she gets 8 times less than me.
What makes this different?
Because
So
I'm
many
a
people.
foreigner and she's local. That's the only difference. So
Yes. Wow. And you saw any Iranian people who are teaching there?
no,
No.
I didn't.
Have you seen any Iranian
Well,
in Vietnam? Or?
Iranian people can go and can teach, but in Vietnam, they, as I told before, they don't care about your teaching experience, about your language skills. They just need you for showing that
Yeah, it's
we
a show
have
off.
a foreign teacher. And like the whiter your skin is, the more chances you have to go
Yes,
and
good.
teach. Yes.
Okay.
Only like this. I'm not
Yeah.
like.
I know. But,
But
how about
it's
the
like
Arabic people? I don't know, other people from.
They can get jobs too, yes,
Middle
because I know people from India teaching English, but usually it's not a lot of money and some like little schools somewhere in the villages, so it depends. Yeah.
And how was the villages? Have you been to the villages also?
I traveled by motorbike, yeah, in the
Yeah.
villages. Well, they live a rural life, really boring one for me. Just stay in one place, like doing some stuff in the garden. Yeah. Normal
Yeah.
life.
And have you? How about the natural scenes? during the whole traveling? What natural things maybe you liked more, or do you like natural things? I don't know.
Well, I really like mountains. So I
Okay.
like being in the mountains because it's cold there. So yeah,
Okay.
the sea in Vietnam is also good, but not in every place because
Mm.
it's really polluted in some cities. So
Okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh. And have you hiked any mountain during the whole trip? You can.
I just no. I think no, no.
But in Iran, we have a good mountain. Even in Tehran, you can go for, I don't know, many different mountains. You can have it non-stop.
Well, in order to go in the mountains, you should pay for your clothes, for guide, like for staying. You
Yeah,
should
no,
have
you
a tent and stuff like that.
there are
I
some,
don't usually have
Mm.
all this.
but there are simple steps. Also, simple solutions. You can go. For example, if we have a Tochal area, so we can going for, I don't know, few kilometers, as long as you feel it's okay, and then you can come back. It's
Well,
okay.
usually I stay somewhere in
Mm.
as a guest, so I cannot leave my bag and say bye bye. I go
Mm.
for like for 1 2 days in the mountain. It's different when you travel on a low budget, when you
Mm.
don't have a hotel to leave your things in, and you don't have a company
Mhm.
usually. So it's different,
Mhm.
difficult sometimes.
And during the traveling, for sure you face many situations that you don't have enough money. What are the feelings?
Well, I didn't have this situation when I didn't have money at all.
Mhm.
But usually when I had a little, I just, well, mm, I
Maybe you
st-
feel stress or I don't know.
no, not at all.
Mm.
I knew that if I meet someone and
Mm.
I start talking and in a conversation say that I have a really tough situation now, maybe you can help me out now,
Mm.
please. People always help,
Mhm.
some food maybe, but normally I have money.
Mhm.
Not a lot, but for
Mhm.
food, for accommodation, sometimes it's enough.
Mhm. And have you worked other than after leaving the Vietnam? Have you worked?
Oh, I forgot. I lived and worked in South Korea for
Uh-huh.
1 month and a half.
Wow.
I could stay there officially for 2 months, so I didn't overstay.
Mhm.
So yeah, I worked there. I helped in construction works,
Okay.
so some
Okay.
dirty jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you find these kind of jobs?
I had a friend
Ah,
of
they
a
said-
friend
Okay.
of a friend in
Okay.
South Korea, so I came there. I called him, "Yo, I need a job."
Okay.
And that's it.
And how was can you compare this one with the Vietnam things? Because we get some idea about the Vietnam and also
Well, I would better
how
stay
was it
in South Korea longer because the culture, people,
Mm.
the weather, and the
Mhm.
country, for me, much better than
Mm.
Vietnam, and I would stay there. Yeah.
Which city? It was Busan or?
No, I worked in Ho Ho Hang.
Oh,
Ho Hang. It's a little
Okay.
city by the sea.
Mm.
But I also was in Seoul, Seoul.
Mm.
So Korea is not really big, but really
Yeah.
great, like with
Yeah.
many places to visit.
Yeah. And how was the foods, Korean foods for you?
I really liked it.
You really
yeah,
liked
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Korean food is
Really?
really hoşman.
Okay, so we got the idea where it is, the tasty. So you like kimchi or something like?
Yeah, yeah. And then in a place where I worked, they gave you food in the morning and
Mm.
in the afternoon for free. Like they had some canteens, and you just
Mm.
came there, and you had as much food as you want. So
Mm.
I ate a lot of local food every day, and it was really great.
Okay. And the taste was okay, all of them for you?
I like spicy, and the food is spicy there, so it
Mm.
was
But in Russia, you're not
don't eat spicy.
into, yeah,
no spicy.
yeah. And what are the dishes you like in Russian? Borscht maybe?
Borscht, yeah. In Iran, by the way, or in Hormuz, I cooked borscht.
Really?
Yes,
And people liked it?
really liked it.
That's
Yeah, borscht.
Oh,
My
yeah.
borscht.
Yanina bijou.
Почему?
از برش قرمز
And
لابشو یا فریت باشید
همین سوپ چی بهش میگن خودمون
Пельмени.
can you tell us about a little about borscht?
Борщ, I think, is the most traditional dish in Russia, in Ukraine, and well, I couldn't find all ingredients on the island because you basically don't have them, but it still I
Which of
managed
them
to
we
cook.
don't have?
You have labu,
Yeah.
but it's not the same labu
Uh-huh.
as we have,
Okay,
so
it's a
it's a
different
bit
one.
different, yes. And
Okay.
you don't have some.
You have to smash it. Yeah,
No,
then,
you have to
just
cut
cut
it
it.
in pieces,
Okay.
yes. And I don't remember something else I didn't find, but still it was okay.
Mm. And other recipes maybe you tried in your other
I
dishes.
asked my mother to send me receipts, so
Okay.
she sent it, and I cooked because it was my first time in life when I cooked
Okay.
borscht,
Okay.
but it was tasty.
After 2 years of traveling.
Usually I don't cook because in Asia food is really cheap, and it's cheaper to buy
Yeah,
food
definitely.
in
The
the
street
streets.
foods.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I
So you're
don't
always
cook.
into street foods.
Yes,
And in Afghanistan, Pakistan, you like
everywhere.
Mhm. And you like the dishes there?
Sometimes I don't, but I don't have any other
Mm.
options. I just
Yeah.
need to eat it or be
Mhm.
hungry. So
Okay. Have you had any difficult time during your trip?
no, I didn't. Seriously, seriously. Like, why would I have difficulties?
I don't know. People have a fear to travel because of getting into the difficulties, getting into troubles.
I'm
I don't
not
know.
afraid of challenges, of difficulties. So like,
Obviously.
every day for me is normal, even if it's not normal.
Okay. But you don't have a fear of getting bored or something like that?
If I stay somewhere for a long time,
So you
yes,
got the
yes.
solution.
But if I day by day in a new place, then no.
Okay. And about the other works, so you lived in South Korea and went for other countries. Have you worked also
No,
in other countries?
I just spent money.
Oh, okay. So you're into spending mode. Yeah. Okay. And do you have any other plans for future? Maybe?
I really want to become a traveler that doesn't depend on a job. That
Mhm.
like I want to travel and earn money from my traveling, like making a blog, having some travel.
Mhm.
How it's called? Like when I take people with
Mhm.
me in a trip and show them
Mhm.
around. So
Touring.
Touring, yes. So
Yeah.
I don't want to work a job that I don't like, and I really like exploring the world. So I want to make it my profession, and I think it's not a bad idea.
Have you changed during the traveling? Back to 2 years and a half.
I think no, because I
No?
always wanted to have this life, and I
Mhm.
was prepared for it. Like I knew that it would be like that, and I would like it. So I
Mhm.
think I didn't change.
So nothing changed in your mentality, into your, I don't know, attitude, or I don't know.
I
Nothing.
wouldn't say, because I really wanted to be like that,
Mm-hmm.
to travel, to live like that. So I
Mhm.
knew the difficulties, the challenges,
Okay.
and
No. I
was
mean, in your
prepared for-
attitude to
I
life.
think no.
Nothing. Yeah, and before traveling, your attitude to life was like this, and then travel
I was
like this.
always like that, but the only thing I needed was traveling. So when I started to, I became fulfilled.
And Russia is a big country. Have you traveled like this in
I
Russia?
hitchhiked from Saint Petersburg to Vladivostok. It's like the
Wow.
whole length of Russia.
On a cars and trucks
Hitchhiking just
like that. And how long it takes?
50 days.
50 days. But it was good because it's I don't know. It's like 10,000 kilometers or something like that.
11.
12,
Mm,
12,000.
yeah, it's something like this.
And what was the season for that
In summer,
in
of
summer?
course, in summer. Only season is summer.
Yes.
In other season, it's not
It's
possible.
not possible.
Yeah. How was the Vladivostok?
I really liked the city because it's like in the opposite side of Russia, and people they are more Western because they have China, Japan nearby. Food is different. People are a little bit different too. So it's a new experience.
And you feel safe during the whole trip?
Yeah, the whole trip. Yeah. Once I stayed in a forest. It was in a zone where tigers and bears live, and like no cities nearby. So I just called my mom. If a bear eats me today, then I love you. Bye bye.
And what did she told you?
She got used to it, so she said, "I love you too. Good night." That's, yeah.
Okay. Just tell me if you eat it by the
Yeah.
bear or something. And how was the nature different? Was it different, the nature?
Yes, of course, because when you start in Saint Petersburg, Moscow, and before the Ural mountains, mostly it's just a plain,
Yeah,
so
it's
no
plain.
mountains. Then you have mountains, and after mountains, forests. So
Mhm.
all the way to Vladivostok, it's just
Mhm.
forest,
Yeah, it's a palm
Everywhere.
trees. Yeah.
no palm trees.
So
No, no, no.
what is the?
It's pines and other.
I don't know the
I don't
English
know
name.
the English names too.
Kaç. What is the? درخت کاج چی میشه بچه؟
Yolka. Many yolkas. Many.
Yolka. Okay.
Yolka.
And
Береза.
Berioza. Okay.
Береза. Хейли
Great.
Кашанги. Береза.
And you've been to Irkutsk maybe or
Yes, yes.
yeah,
In Irkutsk and in Baikal.
Baikal.
Yes.
Not,
Like
not in a
Baikal.
winter time. It
In
was
summer.
not frozen.
Yes, yes.
It was
in
frozen.
summer. No, no, no.
Okay.
In summer.
Wow. And maybe different animals maybe.
Well, as I said before, we have tigers
Mhm.
in an area near Vladivostok, but I didn't see them. I wanted to, but I
Mhm.
didn't.
Okay.
درباره سفرش به اسرائیل هم می‌تونیم یک سال اونجا
آها.
بوده و نتونسته با مردم عمیق شه و
آها.
دوستی خاصی داشته
Yeah. So you understand the question or
No.
she asked maybe better how was the life in Israel? You into that and so
I told you before.
yeah.
Aynı bizim aynı.
Well, I didn't really like it because I worked a lot. I didn't have time for anything else, and I just worked. I was always tired, and
What was the war? It was
I did
it was a civil
many
engineer?
jobs. I worked as a construction worker.
construction work.
Climbing, like
Yeah, from the building
yes,
to
yes,
cleaning the
yes, yes,
yeah
yes.
surface.
I worked like I did many jobs, and yeah,
You
It
were
was
changing and
hard
changing.
time. Yeah, because they don't have. If you are not Jew, you cannot work for a long time. You
Mhm.
cannot be sure that tomorrow you are not fired just because you are not needed anymore.
Wow.
So yeah,
So no promises.
yes.
And but the payment. How was the payment? Was it good or?
Payment I had around $120 a day.
Okay, that's good.
That's decent, but
Okay.
price is for everything there really high. And
Okay. So you spend the
for example,
what you get.
in Vietnam, I spent like $500 a month, and I could afford myself everything.
Mm.
In Israel, I saved money, so I didn't buy anything,
Mhm.
just food and
Just
sometimes
save.
beer to relax after a hard day.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you were able to save something.
I saved. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And so what didn't you like about Israel?
Well, I just didn't feel there like home.
Okay.
I just didn't feel that this country is for me. That's good because I lived by the sea. I lived in a house, and when I slept, I could hear waves in the
Mm.
sea, like. But I didn't enjoy it. I just
Mm.
understood that I'm here just to work, just
Mhm.
to save money, and I will not live here.
Mm. Have you
Ever.
able to make friendship with
No,
people?
unfortunately, only with
But
the
there are Russian people in Israel that are living
with
for a
the
long time.
Russian people. Yes, with
Okay.
Israel people, unfortunately, no.
Russian Jews. They were migrated there.
Well, I'm not Jew, but
Yeah.
I was there. But many Russians who are Jew, yes, they come there, they get the passport and stay,
Mm.
live there.
And they are getting paid. I guess they get some money.
For
because of the
the
immigration.
first 6 months, yes, they
Okay.
have some money from the government. Yeah.
Mm. And so about the other countries, maybe if you travel there or I don't know, work there, any specific stories?
Well, I can say that, for example, I've read a lot that Brunei, it's
Brunei,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a small country in the
Or
island.
Malaysia.
Yes, in Malaysia, and I've read that it's a boring country because it's a Muslim country where you cannot do anything, no parties, no alcohol, no sightseeing places, only jungles, and that's it. But when I came there, so I didn't expect nothing. I met a Chinese girl in a market, and we just started talking, and for the next 4 days we've been together all the time, and like being with someone you really like
Mm.
makes the country better.
bit
So
better,
we
yeah,
visited some crocodile farms. We went into the wild. It was the day when the Sultan of Brunei had a birthday, so we had fireworks. And if I was just by myself, I wouldn't enjoy it. I
Yeah.
would say it's not
Yeah.
my place. But with her, it was really good. It was like a little romantic moment,
Mm.
and good.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
And I forgot the question, but um, do you have any question? I forgot my own
You
one.
ever been in North Korea?
North Korea, no. I want to someday. Someday.
But you're eager to go in there, yeah?
I want to go everywhere, basically. Yeah.
Wow, that's
It's
interesting.
not my goal to visit all countries, no. But North Korea is an interesting one. So yeah.
High chance of death.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh, and have you seen any unusual stories? Maybe unusual people.
Unusual people. Well, in Cambodia, on the island, I met a Ukrainian guy who lived on the island illegally for like 5-6 years, and he made money by selling weed on the island. That was strange, but okay. Okay.
That's interesting. And any other stories like that? Maybe unusual people. Think about.
Oh, why you didn't send me the questions before?
Because I just wrote it now. Question.
No.
No. Thank you for thinking about that.
Which of these countries that you've visited did you like the most? Feeling you feel better in them.
I really like the Philippines,
Mm.
and I really want to come back and live there maybe for a few months.
Why is it
I
your
cannot
favorite?
explain why I like some country and don't like, because I just feel the vibe. Like I really feel when I'm into something or not. In the Philippines, the people are really friendly. The jungles, the palm trees, the nature is really cool. So I'd like to stay there longer. And I found a city. It's in the mountains, somewhere in the jungle, in the mountains. It's like all in the same time. The river goes. It's a really picturesque place, and I really
El
want
Nido
to
or-
go there and stay, just live there like local people live there.
Mm.
Have you visited south of Iran?
Yeah.
Uh,
He told.
Bandar Abbas, Hormuz, Kerman. It's not south.
You liked people there more than people in Tehran?
I wouldn't say the difference, but in Shiraz, people are lazy, as we discussed. A little bit, but yeah. I
You
felt
noticed
that
فکر
they're
می‌کنم
not
ما
in a
اصلا
hurry.
پیاده
Yeah.
روی نمی‌کنیم به خاطر همین. میگه که بنزین اینجا ارزونه، همه با ماشین جابجا می‌کنن.
آره، آفرین.
And what are the cost of living in Russia?
Oh, in Saint Petersburg, I spent around $1,000 a month. But I lived my life and I didn't have any things that I couldn't afford. But usually, normal family, like for one person, I think $400 is enough.
And so, if you come back to Russia, you go to Saint Petersburg again, or?
Only there, yes. I cannot imagine living not in Saint Petersburg because it's the only city where I feel like home. And people around me, the architecture, everything is just like for me.
And other questions, maybe?
Can I ask you, you've seen the world and you like saw a lot of things. Is it in your mind something that would fascinate you? Is it something that you, if you see it right now, you will be fascinated? I think you have seen everything.
Well, I really want to explore the places where there is danger, yes. And I know that between Panama and Colombia, yeah, there is an area, it's like 200 kilometers of jungles. No roads, nothing, just jungles, animals, and some cartels that go in and they move drugs, like they move cocaine from one country to another country. So it's a really dangerous place, and I really want to go from one country to another by that jungle place. Yeah.
And have you been into Iranian parties or underground music or whatever?
Yes. No details, but yes.
اولش داشت میگفت که من اومدم فکر کردم ایران کشور مسلمون رو می‌دازم بعد یهو اومدم دیدم یه پارتیایی اینجا هست من تو روسیه هم نرفتم.
Really?
It was a techno party in Sari, in some cottage.
Sari?
Sari.
Did you Sari?
Был в Sari. So
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
it was some house where people gathered, listened to music and just partied the whole night. Yeah.
Yeah, with the, I don't know, with the drugs and things like that.
No details.
Okay.
I'm from Sorry and I didn't know that.
He's from Sorry. Okay. Other cities also?
No, it was only once.
Okay. And do you think you come back to Iran again?
Of course, I want to. I want to learn Farsi, come back, and yeah.
And is it easy for you to learn Farsi because you know few
It's not easy,
words?
but everyone around me speaks the language, and I listen to it every day, hours and hours, and it's getting better. Like I cannot speak much, but I understand more and more just by listening.
So the Vietnamese ideas is working. You're listening to the language. So you learned something in Vietnamese or I don't know?
I learned Vietnamese, yeah, but it's a really hard language, and I forgot it now. Yeah, I can say I cannot. I can say things, yeah, but if you do not practice, you just forget it.
And other
So,
countries, maybe you learned words.
I
and
know
things like-
German and Spanish, not so good as English and German, but still. And it's really hard to have a language on a decent level because you have to speak it. But in German and in Spanish, I try to read books in order to not to forget it. But yeah.
And do you think you wanted to continue your studies in future? I don't know.
I do it just for myself. I don't have a goal to become like a German, Farsi, English teacher in the future. I just like meeting people and speaking their native language because I cannot understand people who doesn't learn English because if I didn't know English, I wouldn't be here right now and in some other places too. So always when I visit a country and I stay there longer than 1 month, I try to learn a language.
And do you think Russian people, comparing the Russian people speaking English and the Iranian people speaking English,
I
how they
think it's
compare?
the same level
Same
because
level.
Russian people don't know English,
Mhm.
most of them, and people here. Also.
Mhm.
What is the most dangerous thing that you have done in your visits?
گفتش به ما یه چیز
Well, in Kazakhstan there is a closed city named Baikonur,
Mhm.
and it has some spaceships. It's located 35 kilometers into the wild, into the steppe, как будет степь. Like a place with no trees, no nothing. And in
It's
order
plain.
to go, yeah. So in order to visit this place, you have to walk 35 kilometers in one direction, and it's guarded. So they have patrol
Mm.
cars that
It's protected
driving.
area.
Yes. So you have to check them. You have to wait till they're gone. And you cannot go there by day because you will be seen. So I went there at night. So at night you're just by yourself, nothing around you, moon, stars, and nothing more. And you just go 35 kilometers at night to some spaceship.
On the sand.
Yes,
Mhm.
sand, just sand. And when I came there were also fans, like barb, like
Mm. Yeah, electrical fence.
not electrical, but yes. And so it was a really cool adventure because not many people go there. It's totally illegal. It's really dangerous.
How much time did that take?
Like I walked 10 hours there and back. I walked 14 hours because I got really tired. I had a back, so I walked slowly when I walked
What
back.
did you do for water?
I had some like 4 liters of water,
4 liters in 24 hours?
4 liters in 2 days.
There was nothing there, just a plane. Everywhere.
Yes, and then you see the huge hangar, like the building
Mm.
with that spaceships, and you have to wait until the guarded cars go out. You have to climb in the window, and you have to find the way to see them because everything is locked. So I spent an hour just walking by stairs, looking for the way in. But But the moment when I've seen it, like spaceships, the huge building in front of me, and I understand that like only few people on our planet been here, and I'm here watching it. Wow, that was
Mm.
unbelievable.
Do you feel proud of that? Because it was in a.
I felt so much adrenaline, so I couldn't
Mm.
even breathe. But
Mm.
yeah, that
And
was cool.
Yeah, and you got the T-shirt from Kazakhstan also.
It's
Yeah.
a gift, yeah.
Jacket. It has a story maybe.
No, just a gift from my friend in Israel. He's
Uh-huh.
from Kazakhstan, and he asked me to take this shirt and that it would travel with me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are going to die in that desert?
I know, but I knew it's possible, but I didn't feel it.
You just go cover up and easy peasy.
It was not easy because like in 2 days I walked 70 kilometers with a 20 kilogram bag on my back, and when I came back I just sat and I understood that I don't have legs anymore.
So you feel difficulties
Of
in
course,
general.
but I enjoyed it. Like I don't know how and why, but yes.
Okay. Anything for
Don't do it, please. Yes.
anything
never.
for future? Maybe you plan.
Well, for the next 2-3 years, I have an approximate plan. I want like this trip. I hitchhike to Madagascar.
Mm.
So in September I
You wanted
start
to
from
hitchhike to Madagascar.
Yes. In September from Egypt I go to Cape Town, so the whole length of Africa. Then by ship or by something else I go to Madagascar.
If you get to the close area, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely can do that too.
After Madagascar, I want to explore the countries in Asia that I didn't visit before, like for example Nepal, Myanmar, Bhutan, yeah. And then I will fly to South America and maybe stay there for a year, 2 or more. I really want to explore this continent. After maybe the United States, maybe I don't know.
And do you think you see Arjun in South America? Arjun, your friend. What was the friend you were visiting? Arjun. Yeah. You think you will see him again?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay.
Who knows? Yeah.
Any question left, maybe for last?
Isfahan. I wanted to go to Isfahan, but I hitchhiked and at arrival went straight to Tehran, and I was so tired of like just going in city and city. So I decided later because I will definitely come back. برمیگردم and go Isfahan. آفرین.
قصه بود که نگفت فالتر بود یه ذره بگیر اگه دوباره قصه پایین. Okay. So we ask a lot of questions. Thank you for answering all of them. Anything?
رفتم کرمان معدن تریاک اینجوریه که ما اسمایمون بین‌المللی شده.
You're talking about the opium in Kerman.
Yeah.
So, how was it?
I just I said that when I said people that I was in Kerman, they only thing they didn't offer. They just said that in Kerman you have the best ariak.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Thank you.